Okay, so somebody had requested that I talk about the reasons why I got fat in the first place. And so I figured, why not? I think that one of the biggest reasons why I allowed myself to get to this point and why I just continuously just was eating everything was kind of because I really had a serious issue with dealing with my emotions. And I have to tell you that even now, I don't have a handle on my emotions as much as I would like to. I think a lot of it had to do with insecurity because, I wasn't part of the in crowd in school. I was kind of a loner. I stayed to myself. I was a quiet kid. I was shy. I still am shy, especially when I'm meeting new people for the first time. Um, I have social anxiety, and I think that my social anxiety really started like in school. Even though I was in dance and it didn't bother me to get on stage and dance in front of, a bunch of people, I feel like I had social anxiety in school and, just being in the whole school environment, I feel like had a lot of effect on me as a person because, you know, I stuck out. I wasn't, the normal kid who had friends and, did sleepovers and all that stuff. I basically stayed to myself. I mean, I did have a small group of friends, especially the kids that also went to the same church that I did. Obviously, we spent a lot of time together. Kids that I did dance with, those were my friends too. But anytime, like I went through a lot of bullying in school, mostly in like sixth grade and above. I dealt with bullying, and that was because, I wasn't exactly a normal girl. Like I said, I was quiet, shy, didn't like the same things that everybody else liked. I mean, I did and I didn't. Um, and I had my hair cut short. I think that also affected the way people treated me or looked at me and the way that I thought about myself. And so, dealing with the bullying, the only way that I really knew how to deal with those feelings from these kids bullying me was I would go and eat because food was always there for me as a comfort. Also, a lot of things like within my family, any special events, there was always food around. My grandma, awesome cook. She did a lot of baking as far as cookies and cakes and pies and oh my God, just delicious things. And, like football games, there was always like a whole spread of chips and crackers and cheese and everything. Everything you could think of that you could want was there. And every day after school, my brother and I would go over to my grandma's house after school until my mom got off work. And, when I was there, my grandma would allow me to eat whatever snacks I wanted. Obviously, she would try to persuade me to eat healthier foods. But when you're a kid, really don't care about like eating the healthier foods. One thing that I really loved, well, two things that I really loved that were healthier were apple slices with cinnamon. I would take the apple slices and dip them in a little dish that she would have sugar and cinnamon mixed in. And so I would dip the apple slices in there and just eat them like that. Or baby carrots with ranch dressing. Ranch dressing is really not healthy. It's very fatty, but those were the snacks that I really liked. But I also had Pringles. Um, One embarrassing thing that I'll share with you that I used to eat as a snack, I would take these little plastic containers. They were maybe like this big. And I would put ranch dressing, bacon bits, and shredded cheese in it, mix it all together, and I would dip Pringles in it. So, I mean, that's not a very healthy snack option, but it's something that I did on the regular. I also would eat Pop Tarts and, drink sodas and Kool-Aid and chocolate milk and all different types of things, string cheese, Cheez-Its, cheese nips, everything that you could think of. Um, I also feel like a lot of my insecurities as a child came with the fact that my biological father chose to just give me up. And I have had a lot of struggles with my feelings relating to that for quite a long time in my life. I'm dealing with it quite a lot better than I used to. And, he's actually part of my life now. He's dealing with cancer and all of that as well. So, I've been texting him and, trying to stay in contact with him as best as I can. But I feel like a lot of my problems in life in general have revolved around that whole situation, or at least they did for a long time. Just emotions. And like I said, I did not have a healthy relationship with food. And not only that, but when you're eating and eating and eating and eating, you should be balancing that out with activity. Obviously, you don't want to eat as much as I was eating because I really didn't like know what a good portion size was. I didn't know, that if I eat a crap ton of Pringles and this dip that I made myself, like I could literally eat almost an entire container of Pringles in one sitting as a teenager. So hence the overweight, obese person you have sitting in front of you right now. I just feel like a lot of it had to do with the insecurities, the bullying, the feelings, not being able to deal with my emotions and just having that unhealthy relationship with food. Um, I'm not blaming my grandma or my mom or my dad whatsoever for what I've brought myself to become. But I feel like now that I'm learning all this information, if I would have known then what I know now, I wouldn't be this fat person sitting in front of you. I would be at a proportionate height weight ratio, ideally, or at least not as overweight as you see me now. Um, I'm still considered morbidly obese, and I'm definitely not proud of the fact that I allowed myself to get to this point, but I'm working on it. Um, every day is a struggle because I deal with a food addiction and I deal with trying to figure out ways to handle my emotions better than just stuffing my face with food and stuffing my emotions and feelings to the back of my mind and not dealing with them like I need to. But I feel like those are the main reasons why I got fat because I didn't feel like I was good enough. And I felt like I was just this ugly person who all these bullies told me that I was this ugly little boy because everybody thought I was a boy because of the fact that I had short hair at that time. But yeah, if you have any questions for me or any topics that you would like me to talk about, feel free to leave them in the comments below or send me a message on Facebook or however you would like to. Um, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and I will see you guys again soon.